Okay, so today we will interview David Hathaway. He is one of the counselor here in Coachella Valley Rescue Mission. He will give us some information about how the rescue mission work for the community. So, hi, Mr. Hathaway. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. So, my first question will be, what can you tell me briefly about Coachella Valley Rescue Mission background and how does it work for the community?
So, Coachella Valley Rescue Mission has been around since the 70s. This is a newer location. It used to be across the street. And what we do here is provide emergency shelter as well as long-term programs for people that want to permanently get off the streets and self-reconcile their lives. In addition to that, we provide foods as a sort of quasi-food bank for the general public, along with serving close to 1,000 meals a day for our client population and the community at large.
Like the food bank does?
Yeah.
Oh,
We allow people to actually come in and get boxes of food and fill the boxes up themselves. And
good. Very nice.
So, Mr. Hathaway, the other thing is, I'm doing more for the young kids who get alcohol or drug addicted. So, do you have any program for them here in this place?
So this isn't what you would consider a residential treatment center. I have worked in those in the past. I am a certified alcohol and drug counselor with a couple different state-approved accrediting organizations, but that is not my role here. What I do here is case management. However, substance abuse does bring a lot of people to the mission, and we have safeguards to prevent against relapse here. We do random drug testing. We require 5 12-step meetings a week. We encourage them to get 12-step sponsors or spiritual mentors so that they leave here without the substance abuse issues that they arrive with.
What kind of substance abuse do you see on regular basis, especially with the young kids? What do they usually take? What make them to go through this drug abuse? If you can give us a little idea, what make them do that?
We get a whole host of different addictions. I would say that the more popular are methamphetamines and heroin, opiates. There's always, alcohol abuse and synthetics and less popular ones, but the majority come in with methamphetamine, alcohol, and heroin issues.
So, do you think that it's openly available for them on the streets, or
Yes.
how do they get hold of that
I would say it's openly available.
for the kids?
Yes.
That is crazy. Even so, while you said your background is more like with alcohol and drug related. So when you were treating drug and alcohol issues, if you identify other important issues that need to be addressed, like mental health and medical issues, do you address that at the time with anybody? Because if somebody's coming with the drug issues, do they have mental issues with that?
Usually. So that's called comorbidity. Usually there's a substance use disorder accompanied with an Axis 1 or an Axis 2 disorder, which would be an Axis 1 is just a psychological disorder, and Axis 2 is more pervasive, such as a personality disorder or Down syndrome or
Like
Fragile X.
dementia
Dementia.
problems.
Usually there's comorbidity and trimorbidity. Yeah.
So when they come, what is expected of patient and his family during the treatment when you were treating them previously?
So I was the lead counselor at a residential detox level of care facility, and what would be required of them at a detox level of care is to just maintain compliant with the med management schedule. There's a regimen of detox medications to alleviate post-acute withdrawal symptoms. Once they step down to a residential level of care, most patients are required around 8 hours of group therapy or individual therapy per day. Now, facilities set the clinical schedule, but insurance companies mandate what that schedule is going to look like. They don't necessarily mandate what types of therapy are provided, but they do mandate the number of hours per day. And if you overshoot the mark or come in under the mark, insurance companies don't pay. So there's a really rigid line for level of care there.
Yeah, that was my next question. Like, the therapy is covered by insurance, or they pay out of pocket for the treatment that you used to do with the other facility?
So the last facility I worked at billed at $3,000 a day. So to pay out of pocket is really rare. I do remember some people that did, they'd put it on the credit card, or they were wealthier, so they had it to spend. But primarily insurance pays for that once the patient's deductible is met at the first of the year.
So, if you can estimate the whole cost of treatment, can you do that? Like, how much you can put, like, a month they will be spending on therapies or on treatment on that facility?
So it's a complex system. What happens is the clinical team provides the therapy, the set number of therapeutic sessions a day, which is usually 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. The financial agreement might say, we're going to bill insurance, Anthem Blue Cross or Blue Cross Blue Shield, X number of dollars per day. A billing company is usually a third party in between the treatment facility and the insurance company. So the billing company will take the medical records and audit them and send them to the insurance company. And most billing companies, no matter how they market themselves, the average is they get the treatment centers about 35% of what's billed out back in the treatment centers pockets. So let's say we bill $3,000 a day, we're gonna get generally $1,000 back a day. So there is a deficit in what's billed for and what's actually paid. But it's still a for-profit business. So
And how often do you get kids? Like, how many kids or monthly basis? How many kids used to come to you for treatment when you were at the other place?
There were only a few rare occasions when we actually got people under the age of 18. Generally, the most typical age range was 18 to 28. That seems to be the average. And a lot of that is because of most insurance companies allow parents to leave their children on insurance until 25 or 26. And a lot of people, once they get, past 30, they're a little bit curmudgeonly and set in their ways and not really interested in seeking treatment.
Right.
The trend I see now is a younger patient client population.
Right. So did you ever see any middle schooler getting involved, or it was more ratio was the high schoolers?
I would say college age.
College
Should
age
be in
kids.
college, but they're hanging out in treatment centers.
So, okay. So now come to the Coachella Valley Rescue Mission now. So how do you help? I saw these flyers there. You provide these to them. So what is the criteria to help these people who are needy, and in which way they should be needy that you will be helping them?
Clients that come into Coachella Valley Rescue Mission, we don't bill at all. For starters, all they need to do is express a desire to change and enter a program, and unless they meet disqualifiers like domestic violence, sex offenses, arson, or violent felonies, we're willing to help whoever asks for it. We are not a profit organization. We're a 501c3, and we don't bill at all. So it's solely for the benefit of the community and the client population.
So do you help them to get out of the program?
Yes. What happens is once they enter in the program, my job is to create a long-term treatment plan. And that would include, anything from mental health services, substance abuse services, educational services, vocational rehab. And then once they are in program for a little while, we encourage them to start working, start saving their money. We save 80% of their income for them. And then I collaborate with the client to come up with a successful exit plan. Because since this is not a profit facility, we don't want to keep people longer than they need to be here. We want them to re-enter society and reintegrate and be happy, successful, productive people.
So is it more like family, the whole family come, or is it like more individuals from the family come that you treat?
So we have both. There's women that come in, single women. There's women with children that are allowed to come, and then single men are allowed. We don't have any men that have custody of their children. We're not equipped for that, but we do have a family program, like I said, for women with children.
So they have their own rooms here to live?
So the men live in a dormitory style setting. The women that do have children are set up in private rooms. And then there's also women that live in dormitory style settings.
So the food, medical, and everything you provided here?
Health to Hope is actually a partner of ours. They're a service provider that's another nonprofit, and they operate a medical clinic here, and that's who the clients get medical services from. They also have mental health and substance abuse counseling available. And then there's a host of other providers that we use. Like we use the county mental health services, which is Riverside University Health Systems. If they need to go to the hospital, they're welcome to do so. We encourage them to get Medi-Cal or IEHP so that they can go to practitioners that are specific to their needs. Like neurologists or whatever they need.
And then when they leave the premises and come back, do you check them before coming in, or they're free to go back and forth?
They're free to go. We do provide random drug screening, random urinalysis, random ETOH testing, so to encourage them not to relapse. If we have a suspicion that they're under the influence or they have been using or drinking, it's well within our rights as staff to test them. We do have a right to search their property because it's on our property. And our goal is to create a safe haven for people to recover for whatever is their issue, whether it's mental health or drug related. We want this to be a safe place.
And in the end, what do you wish them when they're 100% ready to go leave the place?
To never come back. I want them to go and never come back, except to share their success with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
You're
your
welcome.
interview.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
And